Well, LeBron, remember, I think it was Reebok or Adidas tried to give him that shoe deal and tried to give him before it was right before he left out of high school. He went straight from high school, but he turned it down. It was a couple million, and he came from nothing, and he turned it down. And then people was like, "Bro, you crazy? You turned that down? You could have did this." He was like, "Well, if they're willing to offer me this, can you imagine what Nike's going to offer me?"
Pop champagne. Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
The night they invented champagne.
Champagne room. Welcome to the champagne life.
Fly to the sky on champagne.
Where trouble is a bubble in a champagne glass.
Everybody in my party is
Rick James.
champagne night.
Fuck champagne.
Everything's okay. Let's toast it up.
Welcome to the Champagne Room, where everything's a celebration. And we're not actually in Champagne Room. I'm in Dayton. I came home. You are sitting with...
Hi everybody, my name is Shamika. I have a business called Your Vegan Chef. And with Your Vegan Chef, it's mainly I like to introduce it as the vegan version of your everyday food.
I haven't had the chance to grub on some. And I follow her page, and I've seen everybody tearing up the buffalo cauliflower. I think it was a barbecue cauliflower.
It was mainly the barbecue and the buffalo.
Yeah, hopefully she'll get me some
Yes.
tomorrow. What's an average day consist of for you?
Well, honestly, an average day consists of me getting up, going to work, because I still have a day job currently that we're working towards where I'm not working anymore. But I work at Forcia in Franklin. It's an auto plant that makes a monthly exhaust for vehicles. And so I work there from 6:45 to 3 o'clock. I pick up my son and do my daily routine with my son until the evening, and his father picks him up at night. So that during that time when he's away from me, I really get time to really focus on plans and write out my goals and just check off my goals and everything like that throughout the night. Yeah. And the next day I do it all over again, and usually I cook either on Tuesdays for Taco Tuesday or on the weekend.
And so the job that you said you got, that's just something right now, just covering the bills until the premonition.
Yes, because I have this and also have Mary Kay. Yes.
How long you doing Mary Kay?
For about a few months now. I really like doing it. I really enjoy it. Very good team, very good leaders in there, and everyone wants to see you win.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely not a bad decision to be a part of.
Respect. Okay, well, what made you start this business, the food?
I actually stumbled upon it. In 2018, I transitioned from January to July of being vegan, and
that's where it derived from. You just decided to switch your health over.
Yes. So it wasn't really about the health. The reason why I did it was because I just got tired of eating meat. During that time, I was training a lot. I was training with Ryan Harris, and I was eating.
Oh, I know Ryan Harris.
Yeah. I was training with Ryan Harris. I was eating very clean, but the only thing I was eating was baked chicken, grilled chicken, baked salmon, grilled salmon. I don't eat tilapia, stuff like that. So I just got tired. I was tired of just eating that. I wanted a different variety. I got tired of eating meat. So I opened my horizon of trying different vegan foods. So I transitioned from January to July of being vegan. So with that, I was just posting all my different meals. Letting a lot of my friends try it. And a lot of people on social media like, oh, I want to try your food. Oh, I want to try it. So I let different people try it. And I'm like, you know what? The way it started was, I'm like, I could use a few extra dollars. Even if it's $20 or something like that, let me see where this goes. Yeah. I started with the barbecue cauliflower and it took off my first week. Me thinking I'm only going to make about $30. I'm like, look, I just need some gas money or something. Some extra, even if it's that. So I ended up making $300 my first week.
Wow.
So so that's where
at that point you like, okay, this is lucrative, it's healthy, it's like you said, you wasn't looking at the healthy aspect, but switching over is healthy. I mean, what have you felt different within your makeup, your body? Like, have you felt the difference, or seen it in the way you move, the way you wake up, the way you sleep?
I can really see it in the way I sleep. I sleep very peaceful. Honestly, I can see it in the way I sleep. I can also see it. So there's two different types of vegans. There's a junk food vegan and there's a healthy vegan. So the junk food vegan is French fries and junk food type stuff that is, still plant-based or not animal product, but it's not necessarily healthy.
And then you're losing no weight.
Yeah, actually probably gaining weight, with the brand and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also a healthy vegan. That's the route that I took. Now I'm not gonna lie. Recently I was the junk food vegan. I kind of fell off and became a junk food vegan. But I've got back on being a healthy vegan and whatnot. So I can tell a difference with that. Like there is a big difference when you're 100% healthy with vegetables versus not.
What inspired you? You just wanted to change your diet. You wanted to try a different variety of food. You're just tired of meat.
Yes.
How's the business doing now?
It's doing really good. I feel like I need more. I feel like I need to open up more time of cooking. Because before I was just cooking all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Now I cook at a different location, so my time is a little limited because of the location I cook at. So I might not just be able, so I don't cook out of my home anymore.
Yeah.
So my time might be a little limited to as far as my windows of cooking, but I still say it's doing pretty good.
Right.
I'm still able to keep up with my clientele, still able to keep up with new customers and things of that nature.
All you got to do is what I'm cooking today.
Yeah.
Boom, posting, and everybody like, oh, bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we want to play, we want this, we want to put this in order.
Right.
How long you doing it? How long a day? Do they pick up or do you drop off?
They pick up.
They pick up, okay. Is this something you have always wanted to do, like growing up as a kid? Did you see yourself doing this?
No. No.
Of course, dream and always be a dreamer. That's how you're supposed to start off as a kid. Dreaming to be an astronaut or the president of the United States. What are some of the skills that you already possess that led you, or skills you perfected to lead you down this road? Like you was already, your mom taught you to cook. Was you already a good cook?
Yeah, I was already a good cook as far as meat and everything else. So I could already cook. And I would just let my friends come over and eat, or I'd be like, hey, I cooked such and such, you want some? So.
You've always been a good host.
Yeah, I've always been a good host, and I've always could cook. So that's one of the things that I've already possessed as far as the skill.
And I was like that. I mean, still like that. But if you over some people over and I'm cooking, I want everybody to taste it.
Yeah.
It's a presentation. I want everybody to enjoy it.
I want everybody to try it. Different sauce. I cook up new sauce. Oh, y'all try this.
Respect.
So yeah.
Have you always been a goal-oriented, driven person?
Yes. Yes. I put it like this. We all fall off. We all shift our focus to different things, regardless of what it is. But I feel like I'm the type of person, when I do initially focus, zero in and focus on something, I can definitely achieve it. It's no given. There's no question. So that's how I would operate.
And see, that's all it is. It's like you have to focus in. I think the problem lies when you're doing 4 different things and you're starting and doing them all at one time. You have to let one of them grow, become a well-oiled machine to where it's running itself, and then move to the next one. Maybe you can run them all and start at the beginning, but it can run you thin if you're doing too many things at one time. It spreads you thin.
Yeah.
And then you might not finish any of them.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the future? What are your stepping stones, your short-term goals to lead up to the big goal? Because I would be like restaurant, or chain and stuff like that. You're the head chef.
That is the top goal, is to having a restaurant. In the long term would be having a chain of restaurants. I don't want to just stop at having a restaurant maybe here and being I don't want to be a mom and pop.
Yeah.
I don't. It's nothing wrong with being a mom and pop. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a mom and pop. But I don't want to be a mom and pop. I want to have a chain. So yes.
Do you see yourself when you start the chain? Let's say you got one in Cincinnati, you got 2 here in Dayton.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden someone wants to buy you out and they're offering you some ridiculous number.
Buy me out as in take my business?
Like
take it away from me?
Give you maybe a certain amount of shares, or they want to take part control of your business so that they can run it and they can spread it. Would you be willing to do it for? You wouldn't know, right? From right now.
I can't answer that. I can't say oh yeah, no, I wouldn't. In my mind, I'm thinking no. In my mind, that's a hard situation because I don't want to say I'm self-made, but I am. You know, I didn't look at other chefs. Like, I have other chefs that I'm friends with and whatnot, but like you look at Chef J. Jones. I'm just kind of meeting Chef J. Jones a little bit. You look at Chef J. Jones, Dre Newton. It's a female. She also has a vegan business. Her first and middle name is Rhea Monet. And she has Vegan It Is. And just people like that. So it's like I might look at people there for inspiration. Not inspiration, but more so advice on certain things. But I didn't look at nobody as, you know what, they over there doing this, that, and the third. You know what, I can do that. Nah, this is something I came up with by myself. I didn't look at you and be like, you know what, he's a chef. I can do that too. You feel me?
It just kind of
like it's just something I stumbled upon and ran with, honestly. So, but let's just say, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, when the time comes.
But at that point, the way I would see it, depends on what else I'm doing at that time.
Yeah, it just depends on what else I'm doing at the time. Because maybe it might be helpful. Like, you know what?
I might take that money and invest it into the other business.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, cool. Now it's not solely on me. I got somebody helping me. You know, so it just depends on where you're at the time.
Yep, that's right. Who are you? What defines you? What are your good characteristics, qualities, and what is your purpose?
What defines me? I feel like one thing that defines me is that I'm friendly, speak well. I don't have a problem approaching people. I can talk to you about anything as long as I know knowledge about it. You talk to me about being vegan, I can talk your head off. You talk to me about natural hair, I can talk your head off. So it's like I feel like anything that I'm knowledgeable about, I can definitely converse with you or give you a lesson on. I feel like I like to have fun, things like that. I think what really makes me is I like to stay positive. A question that you have coming up, I don't want to give it away, but just a natural tragedy I went through earlier this year. A lot of people broke during that situation, and it's very understanding to break, and I didn't. But a lot of people compliment me on doing that, staying positive throughout the whole thing. Yeah. You know, because it's hard. That's a hard thing to stay positive through.
It's hard to be positive. It's easy to be negative. All you got to do is stop being positive.
Yeah.
Your purpose.
I have so much potential to do X, Y, and Z. You know, I want to prove myself that I can go further than what I see of myself. You know, like I can look at you and say, you know what, I really see this, like it's somebody, I think it's on HBO that somebody else does these type of chats or something like that, like they drinking alcohol or something like that on TV. Yeah. And you know, when we talk about premonition, I can see you going further to doing that. Yeah. So where, you know, so you have a setup to where you're actually in a room, people actually come to you. And my mind initially went to that. Like, you know what, it's somebody, they do it with celebrities. Sit down and talk or just have talks and they drinking alcohol and whatever. So my mind, I'm like, you know what, I can see you doing that, having a room to where people come to you. You're not traveling really, or you can, but people mainly come to you. Yeah. And so it's just like
the champagne room becomes a spot. Yeah, everybody wants to come visit.
Everybody wants to come visit the champagne room. So definitely take myself further than what I see of myself. You know? Yeah. And also show my son that, you know, you could be something. Thank you to everyone that came out to my event. I had a great turnout. If you didn't get a chance to get no macaroni, no greens, I'm sorry, man, it's slow. Like, that stuff sold out at like 7:30. Baby, it was gone by like 7:45. And then the coffee was gone by 8. And it's like, people was ordering so much, like 3 or 4 plates at a time. Like,
how did you experience some failures? What are the lessons that came out of them failures?
I don't want to say no, but I'll use this as an example. We'll say this is a failure. So, let's see. When I first started everything, it was from September last year, September to December. And I remember December 31st, I was so overwhelmed. I had so many orders. Like every weekend, I'm doing like 30 orders a day. And these ain't no small, like 5-piece orders. These is like 20, 30. Like I'm doing everything. Like at the time, I had the stir fry, I had the cauliflower, I had black bean burger, and also had something else. I'm doing everything. Like, you know what I'm saying, by myself. And so, like whatever you want, I got it between Saturday and Sunday. And no, yeah, it's not even that. I was just overwhelmed. Like, I remember December 31st. People send me their money in advance to a point where I'm sending their money back. Like, it ain't even about the money. I don't even want to do this right now. Like, I'm going through something right now mentally. I just got overwhelmed. I just got so overwhelmed. And it's not really that I was taking on too much that I could bear. It's just, I just became overwhelmed, you know? And I couldn't, you know, and I took a break from January up until May, beginning of May. I'll start back cooking. And then we went through the tragedy that, you know, we'll mention later. Mm-hmm. And then August is when I picked it back up, and that's when I initially made a decision. Like, you know what? This is what we're going to do. And that's when I got my LLC and anything else after.
Break down the tragedy.
Okay. So I was one of the people that went through the tornado. I was one of the people that went through the tornado. And within the tornado, I was in my home. Somebody was contacting me, letting me know how serious it was. Of course, we're not going to take our tornado warning serious. Yeah. So somebody is really trying to get me to understand how serious this is. So my window started shaking. I'm like, okay. So I got on the floor. I was scared. And then my building started shaking. Because I live in Westbrook Village Apartments in Trotwood. And then so I got in the closet. So my son messes with my blankets every now and then. So I'm trying to close the closet door, and I'm pulling the blanket in to be coming with me. Next thing I know, I hear this loud sound, and I hear the wind going through me. So I'm literally fighting the wind to close the door. I'm literally fighting the wind. I can't get the door closed, and I'm literally fighting the wind. So I'm thinking in my mind,
What was your son?
Luckily, he was with his father.
Okay.
And so in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, the window just blew out, it'll be cool. You know, just get the window fixed, we'll be cool. I open the door, the whole roof gone.
Wow.
You can't imagine that. You cannot imagine opening the door and the whole roof gone. The whole roof that came in the whole building, in my building, in my apartment. And so I'm crying, I'm all upset, things like that. And so it was the tornado I'm fighting. The tornado was going through me. And so that's what I'm fighting. I'm thinking I'm just fighting the wind. I'm fighting the tornado to keep the door closed, to get the door to close, you know? And so once everything calmed down, I was able to get some of my stuff. I did lose money, everything, but I was able to get just a few items out of there. And I don't know, just throughout the entire situation, I stayed, once I came to the point of being calm, I just stayed positive. You know, I received so much blessings from that. You know, and even the next day, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Because I was planning on moving anyway. That was going to be my last year at that apartment anyway. That just sped up the process. Like, Laura was like, you know what? You taking too long finding you another place. Let me just speed this up. You know? That's the way. Let me just go ahead and get you up out of there right now, you know?
So you got a beautiful way of looking at things.
Yeah.
Find a positive.
Yeah, you know?
Make a positive out of it.
Make a positive out of it, because I received so many blessings just from that. It was a bittersweet situation.
How are you doing now?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good.
Where you want to be, where you said you wanted to move.
I'm definitely good.
Okay.
I really am. I'm definitely blessed.
Good.
So, yeah, but even during the situation, you know, I definitely stayed positive. It's hard to get me down and be negative about the situation. Because granted, I still have somewhere to go. Like, I went back to my parents' house. And so they live in Trotwood, but their street wasn't affected. So even if I had to go from hotel to hotel, things like that, I just stay positive about the situation, you know, because it could be worse. I could be dead right now.
That's right, yeah.
You know?
Gone, like.
Because I really only got in my closet and stuff because somebody tried to warn me. If that person wasn't warning me, you know, I would have stayed out there and probably had the roof come in on me and whatnot. And who knows what would have happened.
I'm picturing that scary moment. Like,
it's a scary moment.
I mean, you're not even realizing, you pulling and then you come out
and the whole was gone.
It's like, my life was like,
yeah.
I was like on the brink of being gone, and I didn't even realize it. Like,
didn't.
That's scary. That's crazy. I wanted to ask, why do you think people believe that there is an easy, quick route to victory or a fast track to success?
I think because when we hear success stories and we see people being successful, the average person, they usually don't show the bad part. You know, just like maybe you, with you building this, whatever, you might not show the trials and tribulations that came to getting to this, to the point where you're coming back to the city or even in your state, you know, doing this. You might not show the trials and tribulations that you're going through to even start it. To get, you know what I'm saying, the editing process is everything. Just whatever you got to do for your stepping stones, you might not show that. So all we seen is the good part. So it's like, you know what? He doing this. You know, maybe I can do it. And I can, you know, he jumped on it and got quick with it, got fast with it. And he's successful with doing this. You know what? Maybe I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Or he did it this fast, or he only been doing this for 5 months, and he's already up here.
And they're looking for that instant gratification.
Yeah.
And they don't realize
that it took
the
work.
doors closed, the no's, the failures, and then they quit fast.
What's the big dude that be flexing with the muscles all the time? Terry Crews.
Yeah.
He was Ice Cube's or somebody's security guard, and then one day they just needed a part.
Yeah.
And he jumped in to take the part, and then he became a movie star. So it happens, but don't bet on it. You know, it's back work. It's back.
Most only see the glory, like you were saying. Most only see the glory, but never see the work it took to get them to that glory. Can you say that there was different mistakes throughout your life, different things you went through, high school, college, or like what's a significant mistake, bad decision, life dealing, life choice, pain, a lesson, decisions that you made that took a turn or could have taken a turn for either the worst or the good that probably can play a part in you today? That will, of course, that does play a part in you today.
Significant mistakes would be that I constantly procrastinate just throughout my life. You know, the reason but for that is because, like, I look at, you know how we have our Facebook memory and all that. I look at stuff that I was doing. So basically, right now, we're in the moment. Right now. So back then, let's say a year prior, I might look at something that was 4 years prior. And I'm like, dang, I look at that, it's like, dang, why didn't I go do that? You know, why didn't I follow through with that? I was doing so good doing this. Or why wasn't my confidence there? So it's like, with that, I like to use that into my life now to make sure I stay on the ball.
Can you say you have regrets?
No. I don't feel like I have any. I mean, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. We all do things so where it's like, dang, maybe if I hadn't did this, or maybe if I had have done that, you know, a different way. But at the end of the day, in reality, it just makes you you. You know, it just makes you. That's all it does. It just makes you pain and all that.
It's
it just makes
biggest lessons.
It's the biggest lessons. You know, just life lessons. You know, you might make a mistake here, make a mistake there, or dang, why didn't I do this, or why did I do that? And then it just makes you better. If you hadn't had that, you wouldn't be the person you are today, or you wouldn't know not to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta understand how to view them mistakes, because if you're one of those people that like to dwell or bask in your pain and you want everybody to come to your pity party, then you probably won't find the lesson. You know, lessons come from when you observe the pain, you observe the mistake, and you search through it, you dissect it, and then you find the lesson. You might not even find it then. It could be years later. It could be, you know, you might forget about it and store it in your subconscious, but then 10 years later, somebody might tell you something, or you might see something or have some experience, and then all of a sudden, it pulls that puzzle piece from back then, and now it connects, and now it's an aha moment. Like, wow. I don't understand, we're human. We have our emotions. Everybody's time is different when it comes to having your grief moment or whatever. But when I say don't waddle in your pain, you can't learn. I think you can't learn the lesson that way. They become afraid of reopening the bandages, revisiting the scars, and it can have a trial effect on the rest of your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Relationship, next businesses, how you approach things, your communication skills.
you always got to catch it. You always got to find that lesson.
Most definitely.
Yeah. What was your life like growing up? Parents, how were you raised? Your peers, the circle you ran with, and influences.
Okay. Well, I was raised by my father. My father was a single father. My mom and dad divorced at the age of 5, and my dad had custody of me. And so I grew up around my father, my grandmother, and my aunt. And so I'm the only child. So I've always, I don't know, with that, I've always been able to, the type of person to walk alone. You know, that I feel like a lot of times when I'll say, oh, I'm about to go do this, that, third, because I was grown up only child, I'm able to just go to the club by myself, go to events by myself. You know what, I want to go to that. Let me get ready and I'll go to that party.
Pretty dope.
Or I'll go to this by myself.
Everything has pros and cons.
But the pros is that I'm able to walk alone and just get up and go.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a bad childhood. I didn't. I cannot say I had a bad childhood growing up. You know, middle class, just like the average person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't really say it was a little different. Not really having my mom in the picture. But
was she in your life at all?
I mean, growing up, not really. She'll call me on birthdays, holidays.
It was like it was cool. She was like the homie, but she never was like not really engaged like at all.
Not growing up. But then at the age of I think 21 or 22, I remember I started to go down there. She lives in Middletown. So I started to go down there to go to barbecues and, you know, just be more engaged with her. And definitely after having my son, we're definitely more engaged. So we do have a good relationship. Just growing up as a child, I didn't really have that good of a relationship with her.
Do you forgive her?
Yes. No, I'm not. I'm not. It took time.
Yeah.
You know, it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, it takes time to forgive someone, but you know, definitely after I had my son or during the being pregnant, I definitely forgave him. You know, I don't have nothing to be like, oh, you went in my life, that. You know, it's the past. You're definitely making up in the present. You know, you're definitely presently making it up by being there for me, being there for my son, and everything like that. So there's nothing to be mad at.
Who's your influence? You have influences?
Let me see. I definitely have quite a few influences. One person I really like is Peter Vu.
Peter Vu.
Are you familiar with that? Who that is?
No, I'm happy to get hit.
Yeah, I really like him. Great. I listen to his podcast pretty often. I really like him. He's a young entrepreneur, and he grew his team, grew his business, making 7 figures at a very young age. And just his podcast, I try to listen to him every morning. Also, so you asked to it, Brown, last name Brown. Les Brown. Yes, Les Brown. Yeah. Oh man, I really like him. I really enjoy him, and there's a couple others that I really like to start my day with and listen to. But yeah, those two definitely powerful. Definitely get you motivated, get your adrenaline going.
I want to know, can you end this with any advice or something you live by, principles you stand on that you think can help or inspire others?
One thing I like to say is don't be so close-minded. Try to be more open-minded because you might be missing on something special. With the vegan food, like, I don't want vegan, it's vegan. You know, I don't know about this vegan stuff. You know, just try to be more open-minded. You might be missing, just taste it. You might be missing on something special. You know, because just to be quite honest, a good 99.9% of my clientele is all meat eaters. I only really serve a couple vegans.
That's crazy.
And that's just being honest. Everybody in the city that has tried my food are not vegan. I've only served maybe two vegans for real. Like, not saying I don't serve vegans, but as far as like my residual clientele. But everybody else, the other 99%, is all meat eaters. You know, but they like my food because it tastes good. It's all about what tastes good. If it's not bland or you know what I'm saying, exciting. It's just all about what it tastes like. Everybody that has tried my food, or you might see on the videos eating my food, I guarantee you they eat meat. Probably about to eat meat right now. But definitely try to be open-minded, and stop being so close-minded.
Man, I appreciate having you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being my first podcaster. What would you call it? I don't know.
First person on my show.
Yes, yes.
In the champagne
Client.
room. Yeah, our first client in the champagne room. You be open-minded, like she said, because, I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm just going after it. This ain't the main thing I do. She's my first client. I went over questions with her. And I'm going to get this podcast rolling with a lot of influential people. So stay open-minded. Don't ever close out and think, I can't do that, or because someone else thinks you can't do it. When people doubt you, it's because they doubt themselves.
Yeah.
Watch your circle. You are who you hang around.
Yeah. You become the 5 people you hang around.
Yep, you become the 5 people you hang around.
Yeah.
So you might have to fire some people. Man, I'm gonna close the podcast. Go to the champagne room.
The champagne life, where trouble is a bubble in a champagne glass.
Everybody in my party is
Rick James.
champagne night.
Fuck champagne.